VenterAdventurers. This is Michael, and on this week we're going to go through some first aid kits I take away with me, and then as a special treat at the end I'm going to go through my survival bag. This is the bag I always have at the bottom of my ruck, just in case I need to go anywhere. So it's just a breakdown of a few bits I take with me. Obviously a first aid kit is personalised, so you should be taking a first aid kit for what activity you're doing. So if you're doing knife work, axe work, have more plasters, anti-back wipes, probably a tourniquet, depending on what you're doing. If you're walking, there's plasters. Before we get into the video though, I want to stress to you, I might have done a little bit of first aid training, but I am not an instructor, I am not a paramedic, I'm not any high level first aid trained. So take everything I say in this video with a pinch of salt as advice, not a guideline. Make sure you seek proper medical training before you do anything, and only take stuff you're comfortable with. There's no point taking a piece of kit I take because you think I need one if you don't know how to use it, because then it's just going to be useless. Alright, let's break down the first aid kit. This is the one that usually stays in my rucksack, or depending on what I'm doing, I either have that in my rucksack or this, while the other one stays in my car. To start off with, this hasn't been changed much from where I got it from. So I got it from one of your local outdoor retailers. It breaks down. Usually you'll come with paracetamol, ibuprofen. It breaks down into the accessory packs for breaks and bleeds, again with bleeding, and medicine. At the back of the medicine pouch, usually you'll get a pair of shears or scissors. Basically these are designed to cut through trousers or clothing, make it easier to get to the wound. I'm not going to show you everything in here, I'm just going to break down a few of the bits in here so you get an idea what you get in these. Probably more likely for the accessories. So you usually get in these, for whatever you're doing, you always want some bandages, paracetamol, stuff like steri strips, especially if you're doing any cut work or knives, bandages. As you can see on this one, I do need to fill it back up. I've got a spare refill kit up there. So the key with that is, before you go on any expedition, any trek, any outdoor trip, one, you should always have a first aid kit, but two, make sure it's stocked up. Obviously because of lockdown, I haven't really had a use for this yet, so it's a bit on the bare bones. But you still, in mine, I always carry a thermometer, if I can get to them, tweezers, you have antiseptic wipes, and there should be some in here. If not, I have to fill it back up. Gloves. Obviously I can't find any gloves, so I'm going to have to get some more gloves. That's the key thing, and safety pins. That's the key thing with first aid kits. Always check them, because they do go out of date. Plasters and back, they all have a lifespan, and they will go out of date after a certain point. So what you want to do is make sure whatever you have in the first aid kit is within date, because it is no good to anyone out of date. Let's move on to the main first aid kit. This one, if you haven't seen, does come with a molly attachment. So one of the other hobbies I do sometimes in my spare time is I play a little bit of airsoft, and a couple of my rucksacks have molly attachments. So like the rucksack you saw me wear when I'm doing my event treks, this one has a molly pouch, so if needs be I can attach it to the back of my rucksack, giving me access to it 24/7. Only time I ever do that is if I'm doing any axe work or knife work, because I want to be able to have that attached on the outside, realise there's a problem, and be able to rip it off. It's ripped off, ready to go. Do apologise if that hurts anyone's ears, but let's break this down now. How I break it down at the moment is for everything, but if needs be I remove stuff. So the bulky parts I have in here Again, my shears. Are these 4 main things. All 4 of these pieces, apart from one, I would recommend inlet and a whistle, obviously. I would recommend do not take with you unless you know how to use them. Okay, more like one of them or 2 of them actually. Splint, brilliant if you know how to use one. Quite simple and self-explanatory, but still it takes a lot of space in your rucksack. So if you don't know how to use a splint, I wouldn't recommend taking one with you. This one I would recommend taking. Emergency blanket. Most people have them in your survival kits. I have one in there. Always handy to have an extra one. Put in your survival kit and a first aid kit, because if someone gets cold or yourself gets cold and you're starting suffering with heat loss, get one of these around you. Just try and keep your heat in. Glow stick. You wonder why I'd probably keep it in my first aid kit. Because if I'm in an emergency situation and I need a safety light, say I'm with a friend and an injury happens at night, my head torch is dying, I can crack the glow stick, I can leave it with my casualty. If I need to leave him there while I go get help, crack my glow stick, I don't know what colour my glow stick, he's got it, I can go off and get help. These 2 bits, very much, if you know how to use them, use them. If you don't use them. Due to one of my main things carrying knives with me, I always carry in my first aid kit a trauma bandage. These are quite good in the way of if you ever have like a traumatic injury, so blood loss, massive cuts, being able to put them down around the wound, stopping it getting any worse. Finally, and most importantly, a tourniquet. I want to stress with these, don't take one of these unless you know how to use them, because if you don't, you can cause more damage than you will heal, than you'll think. As first aid, what's the first rule of first aid is, what we're trying to do is we're trying to stabilise to allow for proper professionals to get them to the hospital and get them sorted. So we are that first block just to understand, try and help and protect, whilst the real professionals like your paramedics, your search and rescues get to us, get the casualty stabilised properly, and to medical professionals to get resolved. So that's our job. So a tourniquet, if you know how to use one, can be life-saving, but if you don't, you can cause more damage and you can actually injure people, and people can lose limbs if this isn't used right. Again, I carry a whistle on mine. And then you just have your basic bits. So you should always have gloves, tape. This is medical tape. Anti-back wipes. Those are just like clean wounds. But always know where you've got your first aid kit. So in here I have my gloves, others plasters and that part. Always have a whistle. Again, shears. In this kit, it sounds a bit overkill. I always carry 2 pairs of shears in this kit, just in case. Right now, let me put this away and we're going to get on with the last thing for today's video, which is a survival kit. If anyone who knows me knows I take survival kits to the extreme. I usually carry that one, but as well as that, I always have, I'll zip up afterwards, I always carry this one. I have multiple others, but this is my main one. This is the one if I'm on an expedition. Again, I have it on a molly, so if needs be, I can attach it to the side of my ruck, allowing for quick access. Let's break it down. Survival kits for me, what they're designed to be is allowing you to give yourself a fighting chance to last longer while waiting for aid. So all my kit is designed to is to allow that to happen for me. So tough sturdy gloves, torch, Little hand towel. This comes in quite in handy because, like, if you need to dry anything, you've got that on hand. The torch again. Having a torch for the first couple of days is going to be a bit of a morale boost, especially when you're trying to just sort yourself out. If you don't know how long you're going to be out there, so having that torch can come quite in handy. Sturdy gloves for working with anything from wood, brambles. Having a pair of sturdy gloves is going to come in handy. Fire steel. Lots of cord and rope, just in case you need to make snares or just tie stuff around. No emergency blanket. Paracord with another strike light and a small compass. This is the work part. I have 3 items. I have a knife or flip blade, so for cutting, gutting, whatever I need to do. A Leatherman, so a multi-tool, and then a Swiss Army knife. It's a little bit overkill. As a survivalist and other parts, I'm not minimalist. I'm very much opposite. I like to have more, just in case. This part here, another survival blanket, but I'm not showing you that part. Okay, more cord. In here we have some instant drink powder, energy gel, accessory little packet, and biscuits. This is little survival rations to keep you going if you get trapped. I always carry one of these little things. This is quite good to keep your tinder in. I keep it in that packet so I know it's for my tinder. Another whistle. I usually in my first aid kits carry 2 of everything in my survival kits. Another multi-tool. This is quite a unique one. It's got little items to use, so that's always just spare in the bag. Attachment for a drinks bottle. Always have a spare one. Got tin that goes in there. I'm going to put the survival in there. Only other bits you can probably see at the bottom is another glow stick, another survival blanket, and a whistle. So you're not missing out on much there by me not showing you that. Right, okay, last part in here, probably not going to get most of it out for you, is my little kit section. In there I have matches, a lighter, 2 tea lights, water purification tablets, some cable ties, a handsaw, and then just a few little extra first aid bits, just in case I don't have that kit with me and I'm stuck to this and I need some tape. I'm not going to put it away because I'm quite aware of the time. So the keys with this is take stuff you know, like first aid. Don't have anything in your survival kit you don't know how to use, because you need to be able to use the kit. If you've got a survival kit you don't know how to use, go out in the garden, use a strike light, play around with stuff so you know what works, because when it hits the fan and you need a survival kit, you're going to be up the creek if you don't know what to do with your survival kit. So there's no point having that then. So just make sure what you have you can use. Don't take too much if you can't. I have my way. Develop your own way to do it. But just make sure you keep prepared. So I've been Michael. Keep venting. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching the video.